Langkah pertama adalah hal tersulit yang semua orang harus hadapi, termasuk aku. Gak mau nyusahin orang, selalu minta bantuan. Jadi, aku lebih sering menyendiri. Ngabisin waktu ngutak-ngatik komputer sendiri. Ternyata tanpa sadar bisa membuahkan hasil. Pelan-pelan aku bangun rasa semangatku. Aku memutuskan untuk bangkit dan belajar banyak hal baru. Semakin hari pengetahuanku semakin bertambah. 900 jam belajar machine learning hingga bahasa Inggris. Buat Adi yang dulunya berkecil hati, sekarang jadi lebih berani. Tanpa aku sadarin, ternyata aku udah ngambil langkah demi langkah maju ke depan. Sekarang aku berkarir sebagai AI engineer. Sekarang aku bisa ikut bantu berkontribusi untuk industri kesehatan bangsa. Bantu permudah distribusi dengan bantuan teknologi AI. Bekal pengetahuan yang aku pelajari di Bangkit. Kadang situasi bisa mengkondisikan pola pikiran, tapi aku bisa memilih untuk bangkit. Ambil berapapun langkah maju yang aku mau.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. Welcome to the guest speaker session number 8. My name is Friza Aditya Frenison. I'm a bank graduate. I'll be the moderator for today's session. So, in today's topic, implementing technology for business transformation, we're going to learn how the technology can help business stay relevant, better, and more innovative. We're also going to learn the practical tips for using technology to transform business, and we will be talking about the risks that technology has to over and how to deal with it. So, hopefully, after the session ends, the all of the audiences here will be equipped with strong understanding and the necessary skills to successfully implement technology in their business transformation. So I think before we start our session today, I want to ask all of the audiences here who attending our session. So I want to ask the mentors here. So which class do you come from, guys? Are there any ML45 cohorts here? Because I'm a mentor for ML45. Come on, is there anyone? ML11. Okay, ML11. Martin Opunsunggu. Shout out to you. MB14. Okay, ML45. Hey. There are ML45. Good to hear. So yeah, guys. So yeah, welcome, and hopefully you guys will having some time, and hopefully we can reap the most benefit out of this session. So okay, there's something that I want to remind to all of you before we start our session, and that is there will be the Q&A session at the end of the sessions where some of your questions that you guys have been given to us will be addressed. So if you want to ask something, if you have something to discuss, please use the following format. Okay, in the live chat, you can use ask underscore your Bangkit ID underscore questions. So yeah, feel free to ask many questions as you like. Yeah, and also I think this is the most anticipated part of question and answer session, and that is the best 6 questions out of all questions that Mantis will ask. You will be rewarded with 250 Bangkit points. I will repeat that again, 250 bucket points. So not only you will gain some additional knowledge by asking, you will also gain some additional bucket points. So we highly encourage all of you to actively participate by asking so many questions as you like, if you have any. So yeah, have fun when have fun asking some questions. So lastly, do not forget to fill your attendance form at the middle of the sessions because again you don't want to miss it, and we want that bank knows that you indeed attend our session today. So do not forget to fill your attendance form at the middle of the session. So the materials that will be presented for today's sessions will be carried out by Kak Glory. Yeah, she is currently is responsible as a e-commerce lead at business development at Shopee Mall, specifically at Shopee Indonesia. She will be the speaker of today's sessions. So, all right, everyone, let us welcome our lovely speaker, Kak Glory Lamria. Halo, Kak Glory Lamria.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to my session.
How are you, Kak?
I think I would like to hide my background. I guess like my teeth is not really as beautiful without it. Okay. I think this one is better. Hello, everyone. Can you hear my voice clearly? Riza, are you? Can you hear my
Hear you
my
voice,
voice
Kak.
clearly? Can you hear my?
Yes, we can hear your voice, Kak.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, yeah?
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you, Kak. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
worry
Can
about
you
that.
hear my
We can
voice
hear you.
clearly? Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think this is still on uploading for my PPTs. Let me check once again. So, share slideshow presenter view. Present share screen. Yeah. Everyone can see my screen. Let me check. Okay. So Frieza, can you see my screen? Oh, right. Still loading. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, we
So
can see your
I don't know.
share screen, Kak. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So can we use like emoticon during the presentation? I don't know to get the response. No, yeah. I think the stream here didn't have like the emoticon. So yeah, I think I will check the comments from here. So if I have like questions or interactions two-way with like students here, please use the comment sections on the box and feel free to give the answer. So yeah, Riza, before I start the session, do you want like to add something before I start presenting my PPT? Yeah, Frieza, are you
I think
still
there's
with
nothing that I
us?
can add, Kak. Perhaps you can proceed to present your
Okay,
presentation, Kak.
good. Okay, so okay. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Gurlam Ria. You can call me Dori. So in these sections, I will give like a 40 minutes discussion regarding the implementing technology for business transformation. I am business development lead, e-commerce lead at Shop Indonesia, and as I mentioned before, currently I'm working at Shop Indonesia, and using technology on a daily basis is part of my job at Shop Indonesia. So a little bit about myself. I graduated from Indonesia 5 years ago from Faculty of Engineering, Chemical Engineering, University Indonesia. And after graduations, I did my management training programs at L'Oreal's, building the business from the brand side. And before that, I spent like the next 3 years before moving to the TikTok. Spent around 2 years there, and then for the next in 2023, I moved to Shopee as business development lead. So using technology is part of my daily job. Currently, I'm helping the brand and SMEs to transfer their brick and mortar stores to online e-commerce, and there's a lot of project that using technology, including like finding the right problems with the legal document, handling the shop setup on our system, and communicate the brief to the sellers. So I figure out that being a master in technology is one way for me to climbing the job that I currently handling, and I also believe that managing technology is important skills that everyone needs to masters in this current era. So, hearing that needs or hearing that benefit from mastering the technologies, I will share you like three learning objectives that I will share to you on today's sessions. The first one, I will tell you about understanding how technology helps students, business, of course, on my life, on my works business. And second part, how you can dealing with the technology risk. And the third part, practical tips for using technology. And I know like sometimes when I sharing my experience and my stories, maybe my presentation is quite fast, or if you think that I'm speaking too fast, feel free to just comment on the comment chat box, because I still watching like all of you here. So just feel free to shout out, and I will do according to your feedback. So yeah, I think everyone's already excited with here. I can see there's a lot of people here. So yeah, we're moving to the next slide. Understanding how technology helps students business. This is actually a questions to all of you on this study session. How technology make things better? Do you guys have any experience, or do you want to share any experience from your life when you think that technology make things better? Um, Please share on the comment, because I will read one by one. Okay, can you please slowly talk? Okay, I'll slowly talk. Okay, so the first question that I will share to you is how can you imagine, or have you ever experienced the conditions when technology make things better? everyone can use the comment chat box to share your experience. Okay, Martin Opusunggu. Oh yeah, fun fact, my name is also like Blue Lembri Aritonang Opusunggu. So hello Martin Opusunggu. So Martin said that weekend shopping without go to the department store and it's so efficient, nice. Yes, that is also like one of the main functions of my current companies, helping the e-commerce business to thrive. Okay, Adi Alfi say technology make it easy to connect with people. Right, we have WhatsApp, we have Instagrams, we have um, um, Line, and etc. Iqbal, efficiency and productivity. Technology automates, streamline process, and reduce manual effort, resulting in increased efficiency and productivity. Yes, we can mention regarding the Google Excel, the Google PPT, even like the things that you are currently viewing, it's coming from the Microsoft slide. Technology is make easy and faster job. Yes, we have like LinkedIn for that, and ability to help make more informed decisions with technology. Okay, this is the last part, I guess. Yeah, help us to search information and what is happening around the world in much easier way. Yeah, we can use the Google yeah, Google search for that. So I think thank you everyone for sharing your experience. All of them is true. We know that currently the technology make things better, and even we spend like around 18 to 20, more than 20 hours each day to connect with the technologies. So, becoming tech savvy is important for college students, especially for you in the fifth or sixth semesters, because of how much you rely on technology on every day for both academic and non-academic purposes. So there are just a few of the technology items college students often use, like you're using laptop. I don't know if you everyone still use MacBook. It's so 2006. MP3 players. Well, it's maybe you can use Spotify right now. Smartphones, yeah, tablet, e-reader, assistive technology devices, and etc. And unlike in many high schools, college students have near constant access to technology because there are more freedom in college compared to high schools. And there is often nobody enforcing limits on things like non-academic computer use or when and where smartphone can be used. So this is also present as a challenge, but also at the same time as an advantage for you. In addition, I think college students also having a necessity to do many more things online than they likely had to do in high school. I just remember when I'm still in junior high school or senior high school, what I need is just like Microsoft Word. But when I enter my engineering school, I need a lot of software like Aspen, MATLAB, um, Google Cloud, and etc. So many processors use web-based core software that require students to do things like complete homework assignment, take quizzes, and submit paper online. And when you go into the college, the level of technology savvy is become more complex. That's why being a tech savvy is much important for you to do on your daily basis, and even it will make you go further after college. And here's the question: why do us use the technology? Let's start by considering all the reason why people use technology. And the first part, email. Second, research. Social media, homework, like you mentioned before, shopping, staying organized, blogging. Yeah, if you have like blogging now, video blogging is kind of common right now. We have like TikTok for that. Listening to music, and last but not least, gaming. So I think that all of these reasons not only using by students but also an adult, especially for the computer, tablet, and the internet. And this is for all the wide variety of purposes, such as the all the one that I listed here on the PPT. And I think apart of this, anyone have like any other ideas why do you use technology? Please feel free to use the comment box so everyone can view your opinion. Well, some possible purposes for using computers and internet to consider including in the discussion, like for examples, like email, like I mentioned before, you can use for personal, educational, and professional purposes. Social media you can use to keep touch with friends and family, sharing information with people. You also can find your romantic partner on the dating website. That's for examples. And employment, including job hunting, professional networking, and many ways technology is used within people jobs that duties. Yeah, Martin, make it easy for something difficult. And for educations, we have research, writing papers, online courses, connecting with classmates or teachers, seeking out further information about schoolwork, doing homework, conducting business, paying bill, online banking, finance, shopping, using Shopee, like for examples, selling things and other personal businesses. For the entertainment purposes, you listening to music, YouTube, reading content website, organization. You can use online calendar, personal website. You can do the blogging and etc. And with all of this function on the technology, and it really take much of our time in this current era in our daily life, those kind of functions serve as a double-edged sword. Why? As you can see from whole uses of the technology we just discusses, technology is so completely or integrated into most people's lifestyle that it often tends to blend into the background. When it works seamlessly, as it often does, we forget that maybe it's even here. This can be dangerous because it leads to us taking it for granted, becoming lax about safety, responsibility, and forgetting that there are still risks associated with that use. For the pro, of course, convenience and efficiency. For the cons, dependence and vulnerability. And I can still remember that there is certain cases when people get addicted to the social media. Even if you're like for example, if you're opening TikTok right now and you spend like another 2 or 3 hours, there will be like pop-up ads that will tell you to stop to using the apps because it's quite addictive for the users. And on another part, usually the technology benefit usually outweigh its risks. However, serious problems can arise if you are not safe and savvy when using technology. So that's why it is important for all of you to get into the habit of recognizing those risks early on and consistently taking action that minimize or avoid them. And when it comes to the businesses, it come when the rise of the tablet rising to the public. It started with the and the functionality. Many industries saw the benefit of using tablets and loading application on these small handheld devices. Like for example, if you're going to the malls, you will encounter a lot of SPB or SPG using the tablet for collecting the data or recording the sales or even taking the documentations of the stores. That's for the examples, the application in the business. And without realizing it, community also have been built on every social media platforms. If you want to go with like tech community, you have like those community on Reddit, like that's for examples. If you like cat, if you like dog, there's like specific community on the Instagrams, like for examples. If you want to learn regarding plan, or if you have like specific interest in dancing, you can always go into YouTube. And this kind of phenomena, the business itself realized that it opened format to more collaborations for people to collaborate each other. And with all of this function, how we dealing with the technology risk and what is technology risk. Well, for these sessions, I categorize those technology-related risks into four sections. The first one is security issue, keeping information out of the wrong hand, safety issue, issue that can cause harm to someone, privacy issue, sharing more information than is preferred or advisable, and data integrity issue, loss of informations. To start off, we will talk about the risk associated with the large volume of information that is available online about most people. This ties into all the different types of risks listed on the previous slide: privacy, safety, and security, more so than data integrity. The knowledge required about you to get started is minimal. For many of the details, it is as simple as looking at Facebook or Twitter and using the information gleaned from that site as clue to where else to start looking. Even for further depth, the prior knowledge needed could be as simple as where you go to school or when your birthday is. Well, so if you are ever using, for example, Facebook or Twitter, the publisher or the advertiser maybe know when is your birthday. And someone with nefarious activities and just a little bit of technology expertise can gain access to even more information. And if you are careless about security, what they can probably access is even scarier. How much money you make, credit card you own, if you ever heard about phishing, where you bank, etc. The carelessness doesn't even have to do something as drastic as leaving um, or forgetting to log out of social networking or email account on a public computer. Even if you left something on a public computer, it could give you a total stranger access to completely take over the account and lock you out. So anyone can find a lot of information about you online. All it takes to find many details about you is the motivation and persistence to look for them. So, if you are careless about online safety and security, they may also be able to access more sensitive and private information about you. So, you don't need to share everything to the online because it poses a risk for you and for your closest one. And this is the examples that people can find about you on the internet. Like, for example, where you go to school, what kind of car you drive, if you post it on social media, what you did, let's just alternate, your favorite song, where you work, who your friends are, your opinion about your teacher, which website, books, and magazine you read, and much more, much more. Of course, all of this will not apply to everyone. If, like, some of you do not use Instagram, maybe people on internet didn't know about you on detail things. However, students may be surprised by how much information is available and how action you take online that you might assume are not being tracked actually are. And so where all the information coming from? Social networking site, blogs, personal website, photos, dating site, online video games, message board, wish list, file sharing site, entertainment site, employment related site, business site, and others. In case you were thinking that some of those things mentioned on the previous slide couldn't possibly be public informations, here's also a list some of the type of website that you can find on. A great deal of additional information that wasn't mentioned is also available on this site and others. And if someone is looking to find about you, these are the place they will probably start. That's why if HR start looking into your profile, they will maybe start with your LinkedIn profile and even more into your social media profile. Once they get started on those sites, it's usually an easy jump to figure out other sites where they can find more information. So let's take a moment to consider this. What are the possible consequences of people knowing this information? please comment on the chat box so I can hear your opinion. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we're still looking for the comment here, so I can move to the next slides. Yeah, okay. So we have Frieza here. They can do something malicious with those information, basically blackmailing and threatening you. Yes, and there's a lot of cases that happen. Especially, I believe that it was happen in South Korea. The teenager getting suicides because of blackmail on the social media. So if you one day getting blackmailed by someone on the internet, please you can just raise it to the police, or even you can connect with your psycholog. So if you feel like you want to harm yourself, you can get the necessary treatment for your mental health. So how can you deal with the risks inherent in using technology? This discussion is not intended to convince you to remove all of your information, because it's not possible, because most of the people now like working and then uploading all of their portfolio on internet, like for example the LinkedIn, and that is neither practical nor realistic expectation for us to take out all the information on the internet. Are often highly effective and important tools for communication, information sharing, education, business, finding a job. Even experts on internet safety have an online presence. So the answer is not to disappear from the internet, but the problem arises when people do not use good judgment related to the information they share online. By simply using your good judgment in conjunction with what you know about the risk and benefit of your online presence, you can drastically decrease the possibility of running into problems. Like for the examples, if you are a student, like for example, the final year student wanted to do like internship at the big companies, but at the same times, you use a bad word about this company on social media. What would possibly happen with that condition? Okay, I'll let you think like 2 seconds regarding those kind of scenario. Maybe it will turn out bad for you, because like the HR will go into your social media and think that, oh, this is not something that we value, and maybe you will get rejected to your dream internship or dream application just because you talk bad on the internet. So you can of course it's not practical nor realistic if you want to despair on internet, but you can ignore the risk. So the solution is to become web wise and technologically savvy. And before moving on, let's define the term web wise. What is web wise? We have all heard the phrase of street smart before. Street smart people, referring to people who possess strong common sense, good instinct, and wisdom, and as a result, are able to safely navigate the world despite the risks they may encounter. Street smart people use their skills to make good decisions. They do not avoid the world, but they know what risks they are likely to encounter and take steps to minimize the risks they take. Webwise is quite similar with the street smart people. It is simply the internet version of street smart. All the same skills are relevant. They are simply being applied in a different things. So, how do you become web wise? The following slide will all talk about more specific aspects of being web wise and tech savvy, but here's an overview first. First, you need to understand that being tech savvy is about much more than knowing how to use technology. Many people use that terms to refer to people who can easily navigate technology, people who use technology effectively and efficiently, and who can troubleshoot basic and intermediate tech problems without much support. But being truly tech savvy entails also being aware of larger issues surrounding technology, such as why it is an important tool, the purpose it serves, where people can run into problem with it, how to solve this problem, and etc. So apply critical thinking also a things for you that maybe I'm aware that like on soft skills you already learned regarding the critical thinking skills. So using those kind of skills and good judgment to all your technology related action. And now you already understand what is tech savvy, what is aware of self, what is the risk that poses if we upload all of our informations on the internet. Now the next question, how we can use the technology effectively. What is the practical tips? What is the street smart tips to use it? And how to effectively avoiding the risk on the internet. Tips for becoming a web-wise or quote-unquote tech-savvy college students. First, to minimize your risk, you can start by keeping your computer clean and protected from online threat. Like for examples, now you are using this the computer. You can check whether you scan the threat regularly through antivirus, anti-malware, and anti-spyware. This is like the most basic part. Even I believe that this kind of antivirus is already free, so there's no way you are not doing or you are not scanning your computer on regular basis. Second, do not bypass or disable security protocols. And also, downloading reputable and comprehensive security software is critical. So be sure that it is enabled and run on a regular basis to check the threat or problem. For example, it may be annoying to have to repeatedly tell your internet browser that a certain kind of pop-up window is not a threat. But if you disable that feature entirely, it can causes more problem than eliminating the annoyance was worth. So in layman terms words, it's better to be safe than to be sorry. And it is also crucial to keep all of this software updated as threats change constantly and the software needs to be updated to handle new problems that pop up. Like even like in the real life, doctors always studying so they can keep update with the illness. That is the same to the internet. There are thousands of virus every year developed by the hackers, and you also need to be update all of this software to keep updated with the threat that will come. Your laptop isn't the only devices that need protection from potential security threat. Any web-enabled device can be vulnerable. Like for example, you have iPad, you have PlayStation, Kindle, Nook, and etc. And also don't forget to use your security software to scan and clean up external devices like flash drive, external hard drive, and etc. So this item can become infected with virus, malware, and spyware as well. So it's better for us to clean all of this security software to ensure that our computer and our data on the computer still safe and far from the threat. And on this slide, these are some examples of the consequence that can arise from using poor judgment about posting online or other lacks online security, privacy, or safety behavior. Like for example, disciplinary action from colleagues or university, losing a scholarship or athletic eligibility. I think this is like the interesting case if you ever aware with like recent new situations, Columbia University students, some of them get arrested because they're doing some protest on the social media and not using a proper communication on the public. So from that you can learn, and then you can apply that to your real life. You don't have to experience that. You can learn from other people that do the mistake. And if you think that it is wise for you to use the online site properly, please use that properly. And I think that when it comes to the social media, we often quite focus with our voices. Like for example, if we have like certain specific political point of view, or we have a very strong opinion regarding football, that's for examples. Sometimes we often uses the language that is not appropriate and maybe can jeopardize your reputations. With that case, and there's a lot of case in Indonesia regarding IT, or regarding uploading the comment on the social media. It is wise for all the Bangkit programs to not do the same, because you are part of like some of the best talent in Indonesia, and you already get the learning and all the information that you need to prohibit to protect you from such cases. And another threat that possible happen if you are not using the technology properly, of course, the identity theft, being passed over for a new job or internship, or even your visa can get declined because your opinion on social media. Like for example, if you want to go to the USA, but you share hate comment on the Instagram, what would the officer think about you? And also like disciplinary action from an employer, including getting fired. So I think like speaking of something on the social media is become like prevalent on these days. And when you hear those cases, I hope that you are getting more um, specific about your opinion, and you can have like more filter whenever you want to speak something on social media, because everything that you upload on social media, it stay there. So think twice, think triple whenever you want to post or update something crucial. Okay, so the question on the room chat still coming. There's a lot of question. I'm excited to see all of you excited regarding these sessions. So yeah, connect with caution. If you are like on the public space, access Wi-Fi hotspot wisely. Use security checks which Wi-Fi is safe, which not safe to you. Maybe you can identify from the name that they are using. Pay attention to the network you connect to. Set tighter privacy control for public network. Do not conduct sensitive business on public Wi-Fi. Make sure you are using secure site for all financial transactions, and protect your account with strong password and additional identity verification measure. And regarding creating a strong password, this is a quite important one, because I think with the recent development in fintech, everyone can use QR code. Everyone can do banking on their mobile phone. I still remember when it was like still 5 or 10 years ago. Whenever I want to do like bank transaction, I need to go wake up in the morning and go to the bank because the bank closed at 2 p.m. Like right now, we can access it at like 10 or 11 p.m. So it's pretty easy for us to get into fintech, but it also poses a threat for all, because to access that we need a password. And sometimes because you're using it on daily basis, you just want to create like a weak password, or using your birthday. So practicing excellent password security can go a long way toward keeping your information safe. Here are some key tips for me. First, create strong password. It is easy to find guidance on how to create a strong password. You can use uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers. You can combine them, combine it with the symbol and etc. Do not provide personal information like your pet's name, significant dates, favorite teams, and etc. No dictionary words or names. No reverse spells word or common substitutions, like for example, Lufthansa, Trailis, Beta. So just use like combination of uppercase, lowercase numbers, and symbols. You will go a long way to keep your information safe. And this is like a very weak password. Do not even think about using this password. 1 2 3 4 5 6 monkey, Jesus, football, password one, Mustang, Ninja, Michael. So if some of the student here watching this slide and still using this slide, I encourage you to change your password right now, whatever the password is, through social media, your bank, and start using a better password for your safety. And more password tips: change password regularly, use a different password for each account, store password securely, do not share your password with anyone, choose security question and answer wisely. And now, take common sense and precaution. Check and customize your security and privacy setting. Use a local of account on share or public computer. Do not open, download, or click on anything that looks even remotely suspicious. Backup your data often and store it securely. And all these things fall into the category of common sense idea that are not common enough. Although they might sound completely obvious, you may be surprised by how many people do not follow them and run into a problem as a result. And how about share safely on social media? Social networking sites have become extremely popular over the past decade. They have many benefits, including being a great way to keep families and friends updated on your life, and to connect with college and community and etc. And instead of seeking to amass the most of friends, follower connections, consider limiting access to only those people with whom you will actually want to directly share the information you post, unless you are influencer. So, is there an influencer here? I mean, influencer is like someone that have like at least more than 10K, 10,000 followers. Please introduce yourselves to the chat box because I would like to connect with you. So, if you're none of these people, please consider limiting it. How you can consider limiting it? By do not rely solely on privacy setting to protect your information. Make decision about what to share and what not to share with a level head. Learn to evaluate your social media presence with a critical eye. And then, if you already understand how, what to share and what to not share, you can start to be a good cyber citizen. Like Indonesian people is most famous because of their kindness, their humility. But when it comes to become cyber citizens, it's very obvious that we still need a lot of time to learn. There's a lot of negative words and there's a lot of bad influence on the internet that written by Indonesian people. So be a good citizen, become well informed and educated, respecting legitimate authority, treating your environment, yourself, and others with respect, and helping those who need support as you are. Good citizen also applies to the global community as access through the internet. And understand your potential impacts to others through your online actions. The internet allows us to be highly interconnected, which makes us interdependent. And this is a wonderful thing because it allows us to connect with people and resources we will otherwise never have access, and allow us to do things more efficiently and quickly than ever. And if you understand and appreciate the potential you have to impact others through your action online, then it may help bring the right choices into cleaner focus. So consider your motives first. for posting about others. For example, consider that depending on how your colleagues' computing resources are set up, it may be possible for one person to illegally download something like movies, music, etc. It's also like the worst thing to download those things illegally. As a result, the students who were not involved can potentially be blamed. Entire campus community can also be subjected to intense scrutiny due to the action that one of the few individual did. The impact of online action, the impact that one individuals that can have on the life of peer cannot be overestimated. So being aware with things that you say on the internet to the online person, and respecting the law, treat others, the golden rules of social networking, post about others only as they will post about themselves. So do not battle, do not blackmail, do not scamming. Like that is like the basic common sense. And the bottom line for using technology responsible, ask yourself every time you connect to the internet, these are four questions that you used to ask to yourself. First, what are the risks? Second, why am I doing this? Third, would I want to see this? Four, do these actions worth portray me as I want to be perceived by others? Using those kind of barrier will help you to connect with the internet and using the technology properly. Yeah, I think that's all. We still have like 9 minutes before we end the session. I think that is the informations from me, and I would like to share the stage to the moderator. So I think for this we can help like Q&A sessions. How many times left before we can conclude the sessions?
Okay, Kak Glory, thank you for your epic presentations. Like, guys, that's a lot of knowledge that we just learned, and I especially find it really intriguing when Kak Glory mentioned about how easy for people to find information, even our private information online. So it is important for us to, to carefully share information, to select it when it comes to information that we want to share to other people. So yeah, that's the first thing. Okay, to be mindful about what information that we want to people to see to the internet. And then and then the second is to to be mindful, to be righteous when it comes to using internet, especially in with how vast it how vast information can be seen on the internet. But the to in order for us to minimize the risk that technology has to offer, especially nowadays, it is important for us to keep our machine clean, like Kak Glory previously mentioned, by not open or download some funny or random stuff on the internet. For example, you open some scam emails or you click some ads, things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that we can choose, that you can utilize to make our machine clean. And I think the most important one is, it all ties back to being wise and righteous when it comes to technology usage. And if you allow me to share my story, the way I usually do to become more wise, to become more righteous when it comes to using technology, I intentionally force myself to, whatever my social media account that I'm about to make in the future, or social media account that I currently have right now, I intentionally set it to use my real name instead of, some random name, some random name that many people usually use when it comes to social media. I usually set it to my real name, so I intentionally force myself to, do not bring, so I can behave myself more properly, because I do not want to bring shame. I do not want to, bring bad things to my name, because people will see me. Oh, this Friza doing some stuff. So doing some bad things on the internet. I know that this is Friza doing it. So by using my social media account with my real name, then yeah, I force myself to behave more properly. So hopefully you guys can utilize the same strategy. Okay. So again, the most important thing is it all ties back to the importance of being wise and righteous when it comes to technology usage. So yeah, Kak, thank you, Kak, for your presentation, and hopefully the audiences will be able to reap the most benefit of our session today. So okay, guys. So there's something that I want to ask to all of the audiences here. Are you guys here still with us? Come on, please let us know by typing out your presentation in live chat. Hello, guys. Is anybody home? So many people asking. Yeah, so many people. Okay. Thank you, Makmul. Thank you, Makmul. Thank you, Ranto. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. I mean, the amount of questions that we have right now is tremendous. I think we can just start to address it for now. So, okay, before we jump into the next session, which is the Q&A session, I think this is the most party anticipated session out of all session. I just want to remind to all of you that do not forget to fill the attendance form. Yeah, do not forget to fill the attendance form, and then for the 6 best question out of all questions, will be rewarded with 250 bangkit points. So yeah, okay, Kak. Perhaps we can start address the questions. Yeah. Okay, the first question was coming from Fakih Firdaus Kemal Pangestu. How to assess the success of business transformation after the implementation of new technology? What key indicators are utilized?
Okay, so before I answer this question, I noticed that there are several internet connections here. So check. Okay, so okay, so I think it's already audible here because I'm using like two, two, uh, two devices to monitor my presentations on this. So yeah, Fakir mentioned Baker how to assess the success of business transformation after the implementation of technology. What key indicator are utilized? Yeah, I think for answering these questions, it's quite like the answer is depends on what kind of KPI. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm back again. Like for example, if like the business transformations, if we are applying to the common roles that I'm doing, like for example, the business transformations is all about like, okay, check, check. Okay, okay.
Sorry,
I'm
Kak,
hoping that yeah,
something
yeah.
like on your internet connection.
I'm disconnected. Okay. Yeah. I think like the connection is not really that stable here because there's a lot of people using the internet. So the success of business informations is depend on what kind of KPI that you are using on business. Like for examples, if you're like offline stores and you want to become more online, maybe your presence is numbers of customers that using or that buying your product through online. Like for examples, if your business or your GMV like 100% from the offline and you are applying or if you're using the online commerce as your source of business, so in the next quarter you have like revenue like 80% from the offline and 20% from online, that is like a KPI for you, then it can be defined as success. So how to assess the success of connecting again? So it really depends on the KPI that you are creating. Check. Okay, so I think I can answer through this video first. What key indicator are utilized? You can first you can utilize like for example GMP, or second you can utilize like the number of visitor, or the numbers of like checkout, or the numbers of
Hello, Kak Glory, are you there? I think we suddenly lost Kak. I think we suddenly lost Kak Faki. Lost. I'm sorry. I mean Kak Glory.
Yeah.
Hello Kak Glory. Welcome back.
Hello. Yes, I think we. I also like have another's guest here. I think you can accept me if this is not working. So yeah, the key is really depends, but usually it's all about the GMV regarding the number of visit, the numbers of click to order, and etc. It's really depend, but you can use like the table comparisons to figure out whether the business transformation is success or not. That is the answer. Okay, the second questions, how to assess. I think we already answered this question, right? So, Faki, Firdaus, are you already understand for the answer? Yeah. If you already satisfied with the answer, maybe we can go into the next questions.
Okay, the next question was coming from Makmul Pratama. What should we do to know the technology that consumer needs in our business so we can know what to implement and make the good user experience?
Yeah. What should we do know to know the technology that customer need and as part of it so we can know what to implement and make the good user experience? Okay, like for examples, if you are familiar with the market research, that is the first things that you can do. So always do market research before you implement the technology. Like for examples, this is regarding the e-commerce, like the easiest part because I'm part of it. Like if you think that your customers, if your stores is focusing on Jakarta, but you think that your customers is like coming from the Sumatra or even like outside of Indonesia, maybe you can decide or you can do like market research before you put your warehouse on certain kind of area. Like for example, if your main store in Jakarta, but you figure out that there is like a huge demand on the Aceh, or there is another huge demand in Singapore, then you can put another brands to cater those kind of needs. But in order for you to understand how to get into that yeah, and how you get through that answer is through the market research. So yeah, doing the market research first, and then you can implement the good user experience.
Okay, thank you, Kak. Perhaps I can summarize the question. I mean the answer that just been given to us. I think before we attempt to, in order for us to know about what user really wants when it comes to technology, I think based on your response, it is important for us too, as a business owner, to perform some market research first before we do something. Is that correct, Kak? Hello, Kak Gori, are you there? Okay, we suddenly lost her again. Okay, perhaps while we are waiting for Kak Glory to back, I think I can summarize it. I think I can summarize what Kak Glory has said to us about her response when it comes to Faki Firdaus Kemal Pangestu question, which is the previous question prior to this, and that is how to assess the success of business transformation after the implementation of new technology. What key indicators are utilized? So I will summarize the Kak Glory answer, and that is there are many things that we can do in order for us to measure the successful of the implementation of new technology. There are certain number of things that we can do. The first one is we can measure the KPI, or the number of customer who buys the product, the GMV, the number of visitor, and we can do some table comparisons. So yeah, Faki, I hope you
Yeah.
find it understand easy to understand. So yeah, Kak. Oh, Kak Gori, hello, welcome back.
Yeah, I think this is like more stable connection. I'm actually using my own hotspot. Hopefully this is not this is all good. Okay, so we can moving to the next questions.
Okay, the next question. How do we ensure that the technology in our business is implemented consistently and effectively following developments over time?
Yeah, like this is like I think this is like the interesting questions. Usually if we as a technology wants to stay update on customers, we need to see the trend. Like for examples, we have currently if we are want to connect with the customer, there's like a big social media maybe that you're aware. We can use TikTok as a trend, and collecting all this data and those patterns, we can figure out what currently customer need. Like for example, what is their current interest, or what is the information that they like, what kind of things they like to buy. So hearing the trend on the internet through social media, through data, through like for examples, if you are like a data driven company like Shopee Indonesia, we can analyze the trend. We also can use the Google search, Google trend, Google keyword, and by hearing the customers and being a customer first, we can understand what is the technology that we need to implement directly. Like in the layman term, like for examples, if like the customer like to use the video as a way to communicate with customer, or as a way for you to connect with the brand, then all the people or all the brands start to implement um, video to promote their products. That's for examples in the layman terms. And if you're using like the video as a way for you to digital your product, then you need like digital marketing teams, you need videographer, you need the agency to develop this kind of work. And if you're using the live streaming, like for examples, you need like a background, like there's like certain streaming applications that can help you to sell your product online. So using the things that you found on the social media or on the Google trend is a way for you to stay consistently or up to date with following development or following technology. Yeah, I think that's the answer.
Okay. Okay, so to summarize your response, basically how can we answer previous question is to leverage tools to collect data to answer some questions like what's trending happening here, and tools that we can use to collecting data is to TikTok data, for example, or Google search trend. Uh, so yeah, that's what perhaps will summarize the response that you've been just given to us. So okay, thank you Kak Gori for your question, for your answer. Perhaps we can move to the next one. Given the
Given the
rapid
rapid change,
changes in
yeah.
technology, how can yeah, please, thank you. How can companies maintain flexibility in their business strategies while maintaining data security and user privacy?
Yeah, usually in the tech companies, before we give any change or any update or any features, any new features to the customers, we have like terms on and conditions, while it ensure that all the data is secretly stored on our database, but no one from our company can access that data. So yeah, that is usually the common practice that we are using. Um, it 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 give like certain people to get the data or to get the data customers, but it also ensure that no one outside of like specific division can access that data. So that's how we giving the data security and user privacy. Yeah, I think that is the my answer for maintain flexibility in business. Like, I'm just like talking about like my business. Maybe another company, they may be using like another strategies, but for us, like usually we always give like terms of on conditions. every time you get access to our new feature, and it ensure like the customer also like read the terms and conditions, and it will also ensure our site doing or keeping the data privacy with the right manner.
Okay, thank you, Kak Glory, for your answer. I think company can apply some terms and conditions about the privacy of data in order to promote some the flexibility of the data users. Like even the company itself that hosts the data itself cannot access it. Is that right, Kak? Okay, and so yeah, hopefully that will summarize the Kak Glory response. So perhaps we can move to the next one. So, are there any strategies that can be adopted by UMKM in the small or medium scale in Indonesia in adopting smart production technology to improve efficiency and product quality? Hello, Kak Glory.
Yeah, I'm back to my office Wi-Fi, so I'm sorry if like maybe there's like several connections issue. Yeah. Okay. So the questions. Yeah. This is the most interesting question. Are there any strategy that can be adapted by UMKM in the small or medium scale in adapting smart production technology to improve efficiency and product quality? Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot of IoT programs that you can use. For examples, for the supply chains, there's a lot of applications I can mention because like it is a branding things, but usually they do that in terms of managing supply chain, because like when you become the biggers, the supply chain can be like stores by manuals or even can be stores by like excels. You need like certain data or certain app to ensure that the okay, hello, am I
Yes, we
still
can hear you, Kak.
audible?
Yes, we can hear you, Kak. Even though with its small lag occurred.
Right. Wait. Mm, sorry. Yeah. Let me hold quite a little bit. Okay.
I think the internet are fine, Kak, for now, because we can hear the background noise coming from your microphone. No, it's not.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Now I can see my uh, check. Okay. So
Yes.
yeah, to answer your question, are there any strategy that can be updated by UM guys? Yes, you can use like an app for the supply chains. So ensuring that the supply chain and the stock from your product stay available on like all the warehouse. It is essential for you to growing UMKM to the bigger scales. And I think there's a lot of IoT solutions or programming to solve the supply chain issue, and that is like one of the key highlight that different between the UMKM and the company, the software itself. So yeah, that is, I think that that's one way for you to scale up your business by using like the platforms that can automate your supply chain or your storage or product issue.
Okay, thank you, Kat, for your answer. We can summarize it by we can leverage some of it is to apply to leverage IoT solution to improve product quality. And okay, again, this is just one of the example out of many examples that we can use technology to improve the product quality and effectiveness. So yeah. Perhaps we can address the next question. Okay, coming from Alwin Rusli, according to your opinion, what are the key skills that team members should develop to contribute effectively to business transformation? How will you answer that, Kak?
Can we use it like another? I will log out from this because this is not reliable internet.
Okay, guys, I think we shall wait for her arrival. I think if you while we are waiting for her arrival, perhaps I can remind you about something. There are two things basically that I want to remind all of you. That is about the six best questions out of all questions will be rewarded with 250 bucket points. So yeah, not only you will gain some additional knowledge, you'll also gain some additional bucket points, which is 250, which is pretty lot. Pretty a lot for me. And yeah, so we highly encourage all of you to use some meaningful questions that are related to our topics today. That's the first one. And the second one is to, for those of you who have not filled the attendance form yet, I just want to remind to all of you that please open the attendance form because at the middle of the sessions, because again you don't want to miss it. And yeah, basically that's the two things that I want to remind to all of you. So perhaps while we are waiting, while okay, Kak Gori, welcome back.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, take your time. It happens to all of us. Sudden internet issue and things like that. Yeah. We've all been there. So yeah. Hmm. Okay, perhaps while we are waiting for Kak Glory arrival, perhaps I can continue talking with the people here in the live chat. So, are you guys still here with us?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. Now the internet is going back. Okay, so we can like answer a
Okay,
lot of
okay,
questions.
okay. Thank you, Kak Glory. Yeah, please, Kak.
Okay, so what is the answer? Because I don't see like the question here. Yeah. Okay, what are the key skill that team members should develop to contribute effectively to business informations? Like for this, I will answer there are three key skills that team members should develop to contribute effectively for business transformations. The first one is communications. So when it comes to any change, the things that you should do first inform this to respective stakeholders, whether it is your higher management or even the consumers that have the change. That's the first thing. So ensure the communication in the internal side and to the customers is essential to develop or to make sure that the execution of business transformations happen effectively. Like for examples, if you are changing the way you conduct the business, if you want to change like from brick and mortar stores to the online stores, then you can communicate it by using like the posters or using the KOL or even using the mailing list. But before you are doing that, you need to develop the strategy with the internals, which on part of that you communicate that with the stakeholders in the internal team before you execute the projects on externally. So the first one is communications inside of the organization and outside of the organizations. The second one is adaptability to see the opportunity. And what it means by adaptability to see the opportunity. If you remember regarding the Nokia in like I think in 2000, in the year of 2000, is the market share of the electronic game. But why in 2024 we didn't hear anything about Nokia? It is because they failed to see like the technology or to see the trend. Like people using the Android systems or using like the iPhone systems, they didn't adopt that quickly. So understanding the game, there's like you put like certain number of team in the R&D, you put certain number of team in the market research. That's how you can gather what's on the trend on the society and then implement and adopt it quickly into your organizations. So that is the second skills. um, uh, Ability to see the opportunity. And the third one, but the last but not least, is after you develop the communication and you have to see the ability or take the opportunity, the third one is executions. So being a project manager, like maybe like some of you already understand like the capstone projects, there's a lot of people in the planning sections, but you also need to remember that 20% of the total project is executions. So ensuring that all of the planning can be executed smoothly is the way for you to be effective to running the business transformations. Because like if you're spending like 80% of your game planning and doing things that is predictably become success, but you do not do it, it is just like an idea in your mind. It will not transfer to anything. So yeah, I will summarize three things. The first one is communication. The second one, ability to take opportunity, and the third one is 100% execution.
Okay, what a splendid answer to that question, Kak. So we can summarize it by three things effectively to transform someone's business. The first one is to communication, internally and externally. And the second one is to ability to see opportunity, especially in our case, by seeing the trend of technology, basically ability to see opportunity. And the second one, the final one is execution, because everybody can steal your ideas, but cannot steal your execution. So yeah, hopefully that will sum up the your answer, Kak. So perhaps we can address the next question. How can organizations ensure that the implementation of new technologies for business transformation aligns effectively with their overarching strategic goals and objectives?
Yeah, okay. Well, the things that I mentioned from all of the questions here is like, first of all, I appreciate all the question that comes into into this Q&A answer, but I realized that all of your question is like someone that it's not like someone that coming from 5 or 6 semester, but it is like coming from professionals. So yeah, I'm really excited to answer all of your questions. So regarding the question, how can organization ensure the implementation of new technology for business align with their overarching strategy goals and objective? The implementations align with the strategy. Okay, so you have like a plan and you have the operations. So I think all of you already attending the class regarding the project management. I also like part of instructor that teach project management. So if you're aware, part of the project management cycles is executions. And when we detail the executions, we understand there are part that we call as check-in point. So the key idea is how to translate the strategy into 100% executions. We do that by using the checkpoint. What is the output of checkpoint? The first one is timeline, whether the timeline is aligned with the current planning that you are doing in the first place. The second one, the budget. Is the budget already running on the current rate, or is it like over budget or under budget? The third one is the resources. It is including the tools, the people, or even any resource that you take on the projects? Is it like overutilized, underutilized, or maybe need additions to ensure that the quality and the quantity is aligned with the planning? So I think those three things is some things that we will check on the checkpoint, and that's how we ensure the implementations of our new technology align with our KPI on strategic goals.
Okay, guys. So basically, an organization's ability to plan an operation that will determine the most how to make sure that it will align with their what is the question again? Okay, but I'm sorry, I suddenly forgot the question. Okay, okay. Well, to effectively align with their overarching strategy goals and objectives. So you have to plan operations. So yeah, and hopefully it will address your question, Irma. Fitri. I'm sorry for the inconveniences. Perhaps we can move to the next one. How do you address data security and privacy as aspect when implementing new technology for business transformation?
Yeah. Okay. I think this is quite similar with the second question that we answered before, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think like as someone that coming from business side, I think I will give you just like the layman term of this. I maybe not know, but like the detail of this. Maybe we can ask more regarding the data or data security team, the cyber security. I think can give you more explanation regarding these answers. But like as the business development teams, meaning that we are the first people that connect with the consumers, at least what we do before we launch new product or encounter new product or give new feature to the customers, we ensure like the customer is aware with the things that happen. Like for examples, we give them like the pop-up, like I answer like on the second questions. We give like them like such as terms on conditions every time we have a new features. Maybe like the cybersecurity teams will give you like on details on how we can do that, but like as customers, what we can ensure that they know that on the terms and conditions, like what kind of data that you will give. Like for examples, on that terms and conditions, they will tell you that, oh, we will take your name, your birthday, and we can access that, but we will not share that to third party. That is one of clausa in terms and condition when it comes to data security and privacy, and that is on the customer side. On the internal side, we have like several layers to ensure the information is running properly. Like for example, when it comes to like first layer, L1 is internals, meaning that outside of organization cannot access the informations. L2 is like mid security, meaning that only certain people that have access to the link can access that things. And the third one is L3. L3 is when it is a very very confidential informations, and if you want to access the data, you need to unlock several password or several credential to access the informations. So to answer that question regarding to address data security, there are two things. The first one is like on the consumer things, we do like terms and conditions, and on the internal side, we do leveling in terms of informations and data privacy. I hope that answered the question.
Okay, thank you, Kak, for your splendid answer. So basically, there are two things that we need to mention. The first one, on the customer side, we need to make sure that the customers knows about what things are happening and about the new term of service. We can show the new term of service in the form of pop-up. So in order for them to make sure that they actually know about what is currently happening, what is the new feature, things like that. That's on the customer side. On the internal side, there are several layers that we include. There are three of them. The first one,
L1
what is L1, L2, and
internal,
L3. Yeah,
right?
L2 only for specific people can access it, and on the final level, which is L3, which is kind of like L2 but in a more stricter way. Hopefully, I summarize your response correctly, Kak.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Albert, for your question. Perhaps we can start address the next question. We knew that in Indonesia, there is a conflict between online shop and offline store. Do you have a thought that all business should transition to using a technology entirely?
Okay, this is actually the question that I actually can answer. And this is actually like a kind of question that maybe the final students or final semesters students can give the question. Like the last question is like looks like it's coming from someone professional. So yeah, I will answer the question gladly. Yeah. Well, do you have a thought that all business will transition using the technology entirely? I think it's up to your business, but I think when we look into like cases to case basis, like if I mentioned before regarding the Nokia didn't do anything wrong. They just not developed correctly, and that's how you thrive in the business. When it comes to the evolutions, like if you ever heard of regarding the Charles Darwin, it's not like the smartest that will win the survival. It is the most fit that will strive to continue or to continue their existence. So first of all, you need to assess on case to case basis. Like everyone start from brick and mortar stores, everyone start from very traditional stores. Like what is your game when it comes to the online stores? Because there are some stores that they are like kind of lata, like Indonesia way lata, or just like just want to jump into the pond, but mm, didn't have any strategy to enter the market and end up spending billion or even million or billion rupiah without having any real impact. So yeah, first of all, if I'm the business owners, I will see it as a new business ventures. And when it comes to new business venture, you need to see the pro and cons and what is the strategy to enter the new market. Like when for examples, if you're just coming from the second semesters in college to the third semester, you come up with the strategy because the subject is different, the teacher is different. Well, the people might be the same, but maybe you come with like you go with the same class with like people from other department. So you come up with the strategies, you set up the schedule, you do like you set your time, you set the way you work, you set the way you study, and etc. That's the same case when it comes to business. If you were like small business owner or even like the corporations, you need to do your cost benefit analysis. What kind of strategy when you come into the ventures? What kind of marketing that you will do? What is the target? Is it GMV? Is it like the number of people coming to the website and etc.? So, for the highlight, do you have a thought that all business would transition? In the very layman terms, I advise all the business owner to do case by case basis, to do analysis, because when you entering a new venture, you have to come prepared. Because well, everyone that come with a proper strategy will win the game, and the game is the online business. So it is a whole new game that you need to strategize, and that's how you win the new venture. Thank you.
Wow, okay. Perhaps I can summarize that your response with a quote from Sun Tzu, and that is, "Those who are able to adapt and change in accord with the enemy and achieve victory may be called a heaven-born captain." So it is basically, it's not the smartest species that will survive, but those who are able to adapt to the environment that will survive. So basically, yeah, evolution theory quote. So yeah, thank you, Kak Gori, for your question. Perhaps we can start to address the next one.
Right.
Okay, from Muh Iksan Mandiri. How to ensure that we don't make all the common mistakes in digital transformations? How can we successfully execute our transformation strategy?
Okay, so yeah, I think this question is quite similar with like five questions with the fifth questions regarding execution. So yeah, the common mistakes is usually when it comes to digital transformations. The biggest common mistake that the business owner or like the corporations do, not doing like cost benefit analysis. That's the first things. So as you learn and do and trial and error, usually your KPI is not really that firm. Like you don't know what is exactly you want to do. Like for example, do you want to attract the, like for example, if you're doing the marketing, what is the KPI? Sometimes the business owner or the corporations want the reach, but also want the GMV. But like it's totally different, two different objective. But you do it with like one, I don't know, one marketing campaign. That is not possible. So maybe the first ones, whenever you do like the projects or whenever you enter the digital transformations, like for examples, the campaign, you need to set up what is your real goal. And if you do like, yeah, there's a lot of goal that you to do like one, two, three, but for every project you just need to focus on one goals. Like if you want to reach the GMV, of course the strategy is different when it comes to reach the people. And you as a marketer, you also have like to consider the funnels of marketing. You start by considerations and consideration, and then moving the funnel into the sales. So yeah, if you want like the sales happen directly, you need to build the consideration funnels first, or you need to reach out the reach first before you convert to the sales. So for example, if you're doing like campaign and you just want like to, yeah, this is like the business owner in the end wants to get the sales from all the things, for all the business transformations and all the strategy. In the end, it's all about the GMP. So yeah, you need to start with like certain strategy if you want to reach, to create the reach, or to enlarge your customer basis. Then you need to put like certain marketing for that funnel. And when it comes to the sales, then you can add another strategy for that. So the common mistake is just, as corporations, you only give like the resources, but you don't know how to execute that. You don't know what kind of certain KPI. And that's the common mistake. You do not allocate the resource properly. But that is, I think, normal, because it is like a trial and error things whenever you do like the new ventures. So the first one is, the common mistake, you are not allocating it. And how you can do that is by doing like report. So learning from a case report is like the easiest way for you to learn from every projects. So yeah, how can we successfully execute our transformation strategy? By learning from the report. Every time you do the trial and error projects, you create a report, and then you learn from that, and then you reapply that for the next quarter or the next campaign. That's how you learn and thrive more than the people that just execute but not checking the report.
Okay, so basically, you do not allocate resources properly, and how we can mitigate it by performing some case reporting. So we do some case reporting and then try something that we can learn from case reporting, and then we learn from that and then start applying the things that we just learned to the next case. So yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, Mo Isan, for your question. Perhaps we can start to address the next one. So, what if you have a good idea to solve a problem, but it has little chance of surviving in terms of business? For example, difficult to make a profit. How can the startup that is built survive?
Um, well, it really depend on the scale of your business. I mean, if you're big and mortar stores, and if you sell like, easy business models, like you're selling the shoes, or you're selling the cake, of course, like the first question is how to make the most profit for that. So I think this is not like a good idea to not making a profit. If your business models as simple as creating a cake or creating a shoes. But with like the rising of VCs or private equity, we know that there is terms and models for this kind of uh, um, solutions. If you can make profit, at least you make a growth. And what is the KPI of growth? Sometimes people call it like monthly active users, or like in the layman terms, like how many people that using that on the monthly basis. And yeah, I think that is the KPI that the startup usually do. But in the end, like it is a good stage for you to raising the capitals and get the money uh, from like, I don't know, venture capital or angel investors. But in the end, when it comes to business, you need to make a profit, because no matter how good the problem are, if you're not making a profit, then your business will go bust and you're done. So yeah, that's why I answer. That's why my question is, it really depend on your business models. If you have like the game strategy like Gojek, of course the Gojek, like for the first decade, I guess, like not making any profit. But I don't know if they still, I think they already make a profit, but I don't know if they are already profitable. But like yeah, the first few years of Gojek, they are just focused on the growth, and that's how they were selling their product to the VCs. But in the end, after their IPO, of course, in the end, it's all about profit, profit, and profit. So yeah, how can the startup that is built to survive? You can start by creating the growth, but like in the end, you also need to ensure that your business is thrive. And for me, it's like dealing with the small business owners, and for you that is also like still like on a very small capitals, just make like a very small scales, make sure that it is profitable in the first place, even if it is like just only a little, and then start by chasing those those valuations. I think that is more sustainable in the long terms.
Okay, thank you, Kak, for your splendid answer, Kak. So basically, we have to make a profit first. And how can we make profit? It's based on the business model. So if we're able to make some good amount of profit, even though it is small, we can ask people at venture capitalists or angel investor to please invest on us. So hopefully you guys can survive for the next years or decades, hopefully. So yeah, hopefully that will answer your question, David. So perhaps we can start to address the next one. From Holy Egg. Okay. The first person that implementing new tech on his business, not always the winner. How can we ensure that our business can remain competitive with other companies?
How can you can remain competitive with other? Yeah, I think like the first sentence is correct. Yeah, the first person that implementing new tech, not always the winners. Like for example, like the Google is like the 12th person that trying keyword search on the internet. So how So yeah, I think that is a good questions. The first, how we can ensure that our business can remain competitive with others company. Well, I think this is like a tricky question. I mean, if you ask like Google's, okay, how you can do that, like even if you ask Bill Gates, can you do that the second times? I think the answer that there are certain of like to ensure that you are the winner, because yeah, of course, like when it comes to become like number one and number two, yes, of course, everyone like do the I think there is no simple answer for this, because yeah, of course, yes, you do like competitive analysis, you stay on the trend, you execute the idea, you take the risk properly, and yeah, that is like the common sense that maybe like everyone know, or maybe this is like the first time you learn. Yeah, of course, yeah, you can do that. So yeah, I will recall again. So the first one is like yeah, taking like calculated risk, and second do the um, competitive analysis, third stay on term. But like for most of all, well, you need like certain luck to stay on as a winner. So yeah, I think like the persistence and agility is a things. Um, I think success is like accumulation of persistence. It is very hard to beat someone that is keep trying and keep showing up. The talents and the resource will take you to a certain of extents, but keep that with the persistent. It will make you further, and it can be applied not only on business, even on the real life. But when it comes to the winners, you need to do like certain luck to get it into the winners. Yes, you can stay competitive, but being like the first or the second winners, that is luck. And the larger you put your effort and consistency to that, the greater the luck that you will get. Yeah, yeah, I think that is the appropriate answer.
Okay, thank you, Kak, for your splendid answer. So basically, there are many factors that comes into play when it comes to determining to remain winner in in this competitive era. Basically, we can do some competitive analysis, follow the trend, calculating risk, but most importantly, I think it's about the execution. Because again, like I said previously, one can steal your ideas, but not your executions. But at the end of the day, no matter how hard we execute the execution, I think what determines the most when it comes to the successness of a company, it's all about luck. So yeah, I, that's what I believe at least. So yeah, luck determines the most. So yeah, but don't forget about the hard work, guys. So in order for us to be luck, it is important for us to do the best job first, and hopefully luck will come along. So yeah, I think hopefully they will answer your question, Holy Egg. And perhaps I think that's the last question. That's the last question that we can address today because we have 15 minutes left before we end our session today. Perhaps we can just move. We can proceed to the next session, and that is I think this is the most anticipated, but because in this session, in this phase, we are going to announce the 6 best questions out of all
Okay.
questions that we've been given to us. So yeah, okay. So shout out to these guys. The first one is Fakih Firdaul Kemal Pangestu. The second one is Andi Karna, Yobel Saron Siringoringo, Makmur Pratama, Tan Bima Wiragama, and the final one is Alwin Rusli. So congratulations to all of you. Enjoy your 250 Bangkit points, and hopefully you can do something useful with it. So okay, but I think we are at the end of the sessions. And before we end our session today, perhaps is there any closing statements, that you, or Kak Glory want to give to us, and
Okay, so
hopefully
yeah,
we
I
can
think
learn
this is
something
like,
from it.
yeah, I think this is like my favorite time of the day. I think thank you everyone for giving me the interesting questions. Some of you giving me a very nice questions, not like college students but like professionals. So I would like to give you a closing statement to end the sessions, and this is the quote that I really love. Well, remember, in the realm of technology, every challenge is an opportunity to innovate, every setback, a chance to learn, and every success is a testament to your perseverance. So embrace the journey, fuel your curiosity, and let your passion for innovations light the path to your limitless potential. Thank you, everyone.
All right, what a splendid quote that we have right there. Every success is the testament of your journey. Wow. Okay. We hopefully students will find it profound and can apply it to their journey, and hopefully they can implement it in their real life. So yeah, thank you, Kak Glory, once again for your epic presentations. We really appreciate it. Again, so and for those who have not filled the attendance form, this is the last reminder to all of you to fill the attendance form. And again, so that's all for today's session. Thank you to all of you who actively participate, who attended these sessions, and hopefully the knowledge that we learned so far can be beneficial in your future endeavor. So thank you, everybody. Take care and have a great day. I'm sorry. We will see you at the next one. Bye bye.